the point race. Point race is actually going to be your best 5 of 7 events. October is not going to count towards your point race because the point race ends September for Cat King to start in October. We're actually going to make this point race how you qualify for Cat King, so now this point race means something. The top 4 people from each point race. Oh, let me explain what the points are. If you place first in an event, you get 100 points. Second place, you get 99. Third place, you get 98. So on and so forth. It's just minus 1 point as you go down. As long as you submit a fish, you are guaranteed to get minus 1 from first place. If somehow more than 25 anglers enter an event, no matter what, you're guaranteed 75 points. If you come in 30th and you submit at least 1 fish, you're guaranteed at least 75 points. If you don't submit a single fish in the entire month, you get 50 points. Whether you come in second place or 50th place, if you don't submit any fish that month, you get 50 points. The points that go towards your total are your best 5 events. It is your best 5 of 7 events. That way you're not forced to fish all 7 events. This gives you 2 months of leeway to not worry about having to fish. So yeah, that's how that works. And then let's go to Cat King. The Cat King pot has been building since last July. The Cat King originally was going to be a biannual event that just didn't make any sense last year, so it's going to be a one time a year event now, and it's going to be in October. October is arguably one of the best months to fish, and people won't have to fight between going hunting and being part of Cat King because once November rolls around, we got a lot of deer hunters who also catfish. I don't want to put them in a position to have to choose one of the two. You'll see every angler that has participated has been increasing the pot for Cat King. Cat King is currently at $156. The Cat King winner, it's a winner take all at the moment. If this gets considerably higher, we will start adding places at my discretion. But at the moment, it is a winner take all. So like you see here, 30 people entered in the month of March, so it increases pot $30. The short tournaments add towards this. Every tournament I host, the only fee I charge is every angler that enters, $1 goes towards this pot. So the Washington Bank Series that's about to go on, the Ohio Kayak Catfishing Trail, the what else? Scioto and Fishing for Autism. Those are 4 I can name. All their anglers are going to be donating $1 to this pot. So that's the only fee I charge. That is going to build this pot. The Cat King format is going to be very similar to last year. It's actually really, really simple. The top 4 point placers from all the divisions that we host every month, slot, bank open, kayak open, boat open, they will be in a pool play competition October 2nd through October 15th. The slot guys will be competing in their 4 best fish up to but not breaking 30 inches. The other 3 events, or the other 3 pools, will be 4 fish, your 4 biggest fish. And then you'll see in the green, all the winners will then face off against each other in the semifinals. The semifinals are a pick your own event, or the semifinals are a pick your own format. And the way we figure out who's going to face each other in the semifinals, you'll see there's 3 pools up here that have open competition. The 2 higher scoring individuals will face off against each other. You'll see Stan had 152 inches here, Doug had 151. This is all hypothetical data, by the way. I just made up these numbers. So since Stan and Doug had the 2 higher scores of the 3 open pools, they will face off against each other over here. And then the lowest scoring open winner, Justin with 150 inches, will face off against the slot winner right here. This is a pick your own format. What I mean by that is the 2 anglers facing each other in each bracket. So Stan versus Doug, Chris versus Justin. They get to pick their own format. This allows them to travel to each other, fish one day, and they have to pick their format between the 17th and 23rd. They have to complete it by then. This allows the anglers to make it more fair for themselves. Let's say it's a bank angler versus a boat angler, but that bank angler has a friend who owns a boat. Well, maybe he'll be like, hey, can I fish with my buddy out of this boat for this event? This way we're on even keels. Or last year, Ryan Bortz drove all the way to Dan Shida to fish on the James River, and they did a 24-hour biggest 3 fish event. So this will allow the anglers to make it more fair for them. However, if they cannot agree in the semifinals, the 2 open fishermen will have to fish the four biggest fish over the course of 17th through 23rd, and the person facing the slot winner, if those two cannot agree on a format, it will default to 2 over 2 under 30 inches, the 17th through the 23rd. And if you come over here and look on the calendar, the 17th through the 23rd, it gives a full weekend because we do have weekend warriors. Moving on to the final, same exact thing. Whoever wins up here, you face off against each other in the finals. The finals are, again, it's a pick your own format. You just have to have it done between the dates of the 25th and 31st. Any format you want. You could do a 1 day, you could do a 2 day, you could use a 4 fish open over the course of all those days. It doesn't matter to me. But again, if you cannot agree, if this ends up being two competitors coming from 3 of the open pools, they will be forced to fish a 4 fish open. If the finals ends up being a slot competitor versus an open competitor, this will default to 2 over 2 under 30 inches. But again, we didn't have any issues on anglers not agreeing last year. I don't think we'll have any issues not agreeing this year because there's a lot of YouTubers that do this. How cool would it be if some of the YouTubers made it to the semifinals and they did a small event on their own? Say Justin Johnson and I somehow made semifinals against each other, and me and him went live and fished against each other. That'd be cool. You don't have to. Like, no one is pressured to do any live events, but I do like to pick your own format because it makes everything more fair and it gives more opportunities to make a bigger deal out of it than just a regular old tournament. So that is your Cat King format. That's how you qualify. Qualifying in it's the top 4 from each point race. Your best 5 scores will go towards your points. That also encourages, or it actually discourages people from bouncing around the formats month to month to month, because since your best 5 of 7 events will score for the point race to become the Cat King, it's going to be really hard to qualify if you keep bouncing around event type to event type. Whereas, if it was only 4 or 3, you could probably, qualify pretty easily in multiple places. So that's that. And the last thing I don't think I mentioned is we'll go to Cat King again. Let's say, since we're opening up the slot to the open anglers starting in April, let's say one of the open fishermen also ends up being a top 4 point placer in the slot. We will just take the 5th place participant from the slot, move them up, and if you qualify in both, you have to fish the open. You don't get to fish the slot. You have to fish the open if you qualify in both. You don't get to fish both of them in Cat King. All right, that's that. Any questions? Hit me up hit me up. It might seem convoluted to someone who's new. I don't think it's really that confusing. Just keep fishing, do what you do, and then when October rolls around, honestly, you don't even have to pay attention if you don't want to. I will be doing all the math, and I'll be doing all the updates throughout the year. All right, Kayak Mike out of here.